Hi, this is Doron Keidar with another Israel Report. Today, I want to report to you about what is taking place lately here in Israel, since there's a lot of media chatter about the up-and-coming visit of the President of the United States, President Donald Trump, who is coming to visit Israel very shortly, beginning next week. He is going to land in Israel, and it's going to be a short visit, just 2 days. But within his visit, according to the plans, he is planning to come and visit at the Western Wall, which is one of his main attractions, I guess you could say, during his time coming to visit Israel, and Masada. Now, what's the big deal? Well, the big deal is that this is the first time that a sitting president of the United States is going to actually visit these places during his time in office, not after or before, and that is the big deal. So that's a big deal. Plus, not to mention, there's the talk about the move of the embassy to Jerusalem from Tel Aviv. That's also a big deal. Many news outlets are discussing it, and of course trying to figure out what the United States is going to do as far as its foreign policy towards Israel. And I believe time will tell, because really we won't know unless we hear a clear message from the President of the United States as to what the policy is going to be here in the Middle East, and specifically here in Jerusalem. We have yet to find out. We can only speculate. So I don't have any hard facts as to will there be a move, will there not be. There's lots of controversy. I don't want to get into that. It's just nonsensical, in my opinion, to discuss something we don't even know about. We don't have any hard facts for. What I do know is during the planning for the visit of the President of the United States to the Western Wall, there was a huge stink, if you will, because one of the embassy representatives who was working with the Israelis, discussing, what kind of media is going to cover his visit, Israeli media, U.S. media, and those kind of technicalities, the U.S. representative burst out and said, "Jerusalem does not belong to the Jewish people." This is a huge statement. It's a big deal. And the question is, how on earth could a U.S. representative dare make such a claim? And my answer is very simple. For those who don't know how the U.S. consulate here in Israel is run, specifically in Jerusalem, which is one of the main bodies where Israel has connections with, diplomatic connections with, and not to mention the embassy in Tel Aviv, a lot of the employees that are employed specifically here in Jerusalem are Arab. And well, that not being a huge issue, considering that in Jerusalem, Arabs hold many positions, also in Israeli industries, in every workplace here in Jerusalem. That's basically the norm for us Israelis. But what's the big deal when it comes to working for the U.S. consulate or U.S. representation here in Jerusalem? Well, here's the problem. The Arabs that work there are not very sympathetic towards Israel. They're not very, they're not very supportive of a Jewish presence and sovereign presence in the capital, the Jewish capital. And therefore, them working there creates those frictions, creates those type of sentiments, and then eventually there is a statement that's going to come out from that type of sentiment from the official mouthpiece of the United States here in the Jewish capital, and that is what, in my opinion, is probably what led to this type of sentiment, which is really contrary to what we're hearing from Washington as of late. It's just that when you have both, that's great. When you only have one-sided, when you only have one of the two, then you're going to have an imbalance. You're only going to get one side of the story. You're only going to, and it will lead to certain prejudices, and not necessarily supporting the foreign policy of the United States here in the Middle East, and definitely not here in Jerusalem towards the state of Israel. The other thing that you'll be hearing about, probably if you're watching the news, is that the Palestinians are willing to negotiate peace, and that the building freezes in Judea and Samaria is not going to be a prerequisite for them to meet. That sounds dandy, it sounds really nice, it sounds very large, as we say in Israel, of the Palestinians. How nice of them to do that. In my opinion, time will tell. As far as I know about the Palestinian Authority in Judea and Samaria, they are not sympathetic towards Israel at all, and their one and only goal is to eradicate Jewish presence in all of Israel, period. That is their agenda. That is part of their charter, of the Palestinian Authority's charter, the PA charter towards Israel. Whereas our leadership is clearly not that of having its hands stained with blood, like, for example, Benjamin Netanyahu. He was formerly a soldier in the Israeli commando unit, the special Israeli commando unit. So yeah, he fought terrorists. He wasn't a terrorist. That's our leadership versus their leadership. And I think that's something for people in the world to understand, a staunch contrast in the two, and something to consider as you look at the talks on both sides and what kind of message they're projecting. So I'm Doron Keidar reporting from Jerusalem. Thank you for listening. Shalom.